Day, everybody. I hope that you're well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 5 English lesson on multiple meaning words. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts, grade 5. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of multiple meaning words. All right. So our chapter is multiple meaning words. Our subject is English Language Arts, grade 5. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of multiple meaning words, it is which sentence matches the definition. And we're also going to say which definition matches the sentence. All right. So some words, right? If we hear the word or think of the word multiple meaning words, right? We have some of the words that have more than one meaning, right? So you'll have a word and that one word will have more than one meaning. And we call that multiple meaning words. So if we have so if you have a word, right, so if we have words that are spelt the same way and pronounced the same way, but they have different meanings, right? We call them homonyms. So if we think of words that are spelt the same way and words that are pronounced the same way, we say that is homonyms. So it's spelt the same way, it's pronounced the same way. It's just that the meanings are different. And that is homonyms. So homonyms are words that are spelt the same way. It is words that are pronounced the same way. But they have different meanings. And if we look at an example, right, it says Jessica struck a match and held it against the tinder to start the campfire. So there we have the word match. And if we look at another word, right, another sentence, it says, what color would furniture would match the maroon carpets or carpeting? So both these words match, right? The one word match, it's where you either light a fire, start to like light up a candle, right? That is match. And then our other meaning of the word match is where you either this goes with that, or we would say that this color goes with that color, this maroon goes with the red, for example. It's like matching something, right? So if you look at both of these words, both words are spelled the same way. Both words are also pronounced the same way, but the meaning of that words are different, and that is why we call it multiple meaning words. Meaning it is say one word, right? But it has more than one meaning. All right. So we see the homonyms are words, right, that are spelled the same way. It's also pronounced the same way, but it's just that the meanings are different. And we made an example of match, right, where the word is spelled the same way, but the meaning of those words are different. All right, now words again that are spelled the same way, but they have different pronunciations or meanings. We call that homographs. Homographs are words that are spelled the same way, but the pronunciation of the words as well as the meaning of the words are different. That's homographs. And if we look at a few words, right, it says the double bass is the largest string instrument in the orchestra. So the double bass is the largest string instrument in an orchestra. And if we look at the word bass, right, remember we said that the words are spelled the same way, but the pronunciation of the words are different. So this word bass, right, bass, which is BASS, this word rhymes with case. So when we say the word bass, we say case, for example. That is how you pronounce the word. But then we have another word. It says the bass is a variety of spiny fin freshwater and saltwater fish bass. And that word, it rhymes with grass, right? So that is homographs. It is words that are spelt the same way, like over here, but the pronunciation as well as the meaning of those words are different. So that is what we call multiple meaning words, meaning that we have words that are the same either spelling, or they are words with either the same pronunciations, but the meaning of those words are different. And that is multiple meaning words. And if we look at a few words, right? Few multiple meaning words. Look at the word fly. Fly is a homonym, right? It is spelled the same way, and the pronunciation is the same, right? So fly. And if we look at fly, right? One meaning of that word fly is that little fly that sits like by the bins, right? That buzzing little let's say insect or something that irritatedly flying around the house, or when we put the bins outside, or when we have a nice barbecue. And then another word fly is when you are either in an airplane or you're in a helicopter and we are flying in the sky. Then we also have the word ring, right? And the word ring is either a diamond ring that we have. So it's either a diamond ring that we have, or it can be where your cell phone rings. So ring, it is spelled the same, it's pronounced the same way, but the meanings of these two words are different. Then we even have another word which is wave, right? Wave is either where you are waving like goodbye or you're waving hello, that type of wave, right? Or a wave when we go to the ocean. We go to the beach, right? And then we see the waves, right? Depending on the storm, depending on the calmness, the waves are either high or the waves are calmingly low. So these are words that are spelled the same way, and it is words that are pronounced the same way, but the meanings are different. And that is why we say we have one word with different meanings, and we call them multiple meaning words. All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.ca. And we're going to say which sentence matches the definition. We need to say which sentence matches the definition. All right. And we said some of the words have more than one meaning. We have either words that are spelled the same way and it's also pronounced the same way, and we call them homographs. Then we have words that are spelled the same way, but the pronunciation of the words and meaning of the words are different, and we call them homographs, right? All right, so now we're going to look at our different sentences. It says, which sentence uses this meaning of exhaust? The meaning of exhaust. So we need to say which sentence uses the meaning of exhaust. It says, exhaust is a noun, and that word exhaust, it is the gases produced by a car. That is exhaust. All right. And here it says, which sentence uses the meaning of exhaust? It says, is it doing too many things at once can exhaust you and can cause you to make mistakes? Is that our sentence? Or do we say Mrs. Erickson's repair shop on the outskirts of town always smells like exhaust? Which one is correct? And if we were to choose the correct option, we would say our answer is Mrs. Erickson's repair shop on the outskirts of town always smells like exhaust, right? Because the exhaust, it's gases or fumes that is produced by a car. That exhaust, not the tired exhaust. All right. The next one says, which sentence uses the meaning of cloak? And cloak, right? It means a loose outer garment, or we can say a cape. That's a cloak. And if we were to look at the or identify the correct answer, we can either say a Maggie's long red cloak is made of velvet. Is that the correct sentence? Or is it the weather report says that thick gray fog will cloak the entire city? We need to choose which one is correct. Cloak. The meaning of cloak, that means a loose outer garment, which is a cape. And if we were to choose the correct one, we would say the word cloak means the first option, which is Maggie's long red cloak, is made of velvet, meaning it is a loose outer garment, which we call a coat. All right. So now we're going to our test where we are going to say which sentence matches the definition. Sorry. It says which sentence uses the meaning of dove? The meaning of dove. And dove is a verb that plunged headfirst into water. Plunged headfirst into water. Is it option one, which says, we watched a dove land gracefully on the roof of our house? Or do we say, the lake was as smooth as glass and Jennifer dove into it without a splash? So we need to say which option is correct. All right, so it says dove is to plunge headfirst into water. So we can then say the lake was as smooth as glass and Jennifer dove into it without a splash. And that is our meaning of dove, the sentence that matches our meaning dove. All right, we need to find the meaning of the word bloom. Bloom is, or the sentence that uses bloom. Bloom is to blossom or a blossom. It says Anna's new acting instructor is really helping her bloom as an actress. Or do we say option two, which is a sudden gust of wind blew a small white bloom off the tree? We need to choose the correct option, the correct meaning of the word bloom, which is to blossom. So a blossom, which is a sudden gust of wind blew a small white bloom off the tree, Or do we say Anna's new acting instructor is really helping her bloom as an actress? And if we were to choose the correct option, bloom, we can say a sudden gust of wind blew a small white bloom off the tree. And bloom is correct. It says, which sentence uses the meaning of plot? Plot. Keeping in mind, we have words with different meaning. So, do we say plot, which is a noun and it is a piece of land? That is the meaning of the word plot. It is a piece of land. It says in the movie, a group of criminals plot to steal a valuable painting, or on our plot in the community garden, we grew beans and squash. All right, and if we were to find the meaning of the word plot, yes, we would choose option two, which is on our plot in the community garden, we grow beans and squash, and that is our piece of land. So well done. Option two is correct. The piece of land, the plot, which is our property. We need to select the sentence or which sentence uses the meaning of entrance. Entrance. Entrance is a place of entry, like a door. So entrance is a piece of entry like a door. So do we say great art has the power to entrance its viewers? Or do we say option two, a large branch fell off the tree last night and blocked the entrance to the shed? All right. And if we were to say that the word entrance is to do with a door, and then yes, option two is correct because we will say a large branch fell off the tree last night and blocked the entrance to the shed. So well done. Entrance is correct. Option two is correct. It says which sentence uses the meaning of hike? And hike is a sudden sharp increase or rise. It's like a price hike. It's like when the fuel price goes up, food prices go up, and that we call a hike. Does it mean if you hike to the top of this hill, you can see for miles in every direction? Or there was a hike in the cost of gas, so Logan started biking to work. All right, and if we look at the correct sentence that matches the definition, and remember the meaning is a sudden sharp increase or rise. So which means that we will choose the correct option, which is option 2. There was a hike in the cost of gas, so Logan started biking to work. All right, so we said that we need to find which sentence uses the meaning of the word bore, bore, and bore is a noun, and it's someone or something that is not interesting. It's like, I am so bored, I'm not interested in you or them or whatever. That's bore. And now we need to choose the corrective sentence that goes with the definition. Is it the construction workers will bore into the concrete and insert the sail pipe? Or the movie was such a bore that I turned it off after only 10 minutes. All right. And it says that if we were to look at the word or the meaning of the word bore, someone or something that is not interesting. And if we were to choose the correct option, we will say the movie was such a bore that I turned it off after only 10 minutes. So well done. Option 2 is correct. All right. So now we're going to which definition matches the sentence. We now need to say which definition matches the sentence. All right. So we need to say which definition matches the sentence. Each column of the Parthenon, an ancient building in Greece, is made from marble. All right. And we say each column of the Parthenon, an ancient building in Greece, is made from marble. All right, so now we're going to our test where we are going to say which definition matches the sentence. And if we were to say which definition matches the sentence. So we say Pablo's company gave him an advance on his paycheck so he could buy a new computer. And we can say Pablo's company gave him an advance on his paycheck so he could buy a new computer. Is that option one, which is advance to move or bring forward, or option two, advance, which is a loan or payment, something before it's due? And yes, we can choose option two, which is a loan or payment on something before it's due. So well done. Option two is correct. The second one says, what does column mean in the sentence? Please add all the column, all the numbers in the right hand column. Does column, is it column which is a noun, a vertical list of words or numbers? Or column, a tall pillar that holds something up? Which one is correct? Option one or option two? All right, and if we were to choose the correct option, the answer of what columns are, the meaning of columns, is it option one or option two? And if we were to choose the correct option, because it says please add all the numbers in the right hand column. So we will choose option one, which is a vertical list of words or numbers. That is columns. All right. And we can say, what does bluff mean in the sentence? Bluff. What does bluff mean in the sentence? It says, if you bluff during the game, Mr. Smith is sure to see right through it. So if you bluff during the game, Mr. Smith is sure to see right through it. All right. So bluff, is it a steep cliff or bluff to try and fool others? We need to say which one is correct. Option one or option two. And if we were to choose the correct option, remember this bluff says during a game, Mr. Smith is surely to see right through it. So we will go with option two, which is bluff, which is a verb to try and fool others. All right, so option two, yes, well done, is correct. So well done, option two is correct. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson on multiple meaning words. And we said multiple meaning words, it is where, for example, you have a word. So we can have like one word that is either spelled the same way or a word that is pronounced the same way, but the meanings of these words are different. We call that multiple meaning words. All right, so this is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, grade fives, for joining our class and for interacting. I really appreciate it, and I really hope that you're going to have a good evening further. Goodbye. All right, so that is the end of our lesson. Goodbye.